Okay, so let's play a little bit in Blender. I've import 3 assets, okay. Let's import one more so I can show you something. Let's take a bridge. So yeah, I've got some sort of scale issue between 3D Cut and Blender. Basically, when I import something from 3D Cut, it appears to be super huge. So it should be possible to fix this. I didn't yet try to fix it, but yeah, just to tell you that yeah, you see it was quite big. So yeah, when I import an asset, actually I will always decrease the scale here, you see, and then yeah, it's better. Then I press Ctrl A and apply all transform, so that way it resets the transform, and it is better for texture. Then when we will apply a texture on it, it will work better. So I will set up origin to geometry after resetting the transform, and there we go. We can play with the asset. So you can see they are all kind of squared, cubic based, so that way I can play with them, mix them, and yeah, you see create structures like this. I don't know which one is good, but yeah, you see you can mix them, copy paste them, adjust things, see where it works the best, and yeah, so that was meant to. Also, all the assets are you can see in 3D Cut I will always try to work in every angle, so that way I can just turn them, you see, so I can create some sort of sense of uniqueness with only one asset, obviously. So yeah, I don't know, something like this. It's not too bad. We can put the bridge here. Actually, it's too little. Hey. Okay. Don't know exactly how. This is something I will spend a lot of time doing for my pictures, for the picture I've shown you in the project. That's clearly something I will take, which will take a huge amount of time. So I can't record the whole process, because finding a good composition is a very long process, and you can't do that, record that. It will be hours and hours of back and forth between Blender, Photoshop, and so on. But at least I can give you all the technical aspect of it, and so you can play with it and find your own composition. Okay, something like this. Maybe we can center that. Don't know. Like here. Okay, let's add a ground. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Can increase the size of the ground, doesn't really matter. So we can activate the rendering, and hey, it's not bad, but okay, one thing important, I will always create some sort of collection like this, you see, so that way I will put all my assets in, and yeah, I can You see that way I can play with that. So light, I was saying light, sun. Okay, it's a bit too much, so I decrease the strength. The shadow are not good enough, so there is two things to change. The angle is too high, obviously. It should be 1 or even 0 since it's a sun. Okay, maybe we can, don't know, play with a very thin value. And then I will go here, shadow, increase the size. We can go 2K at least. For exploration, I won't go further, but at the end I will definitely, for the final render, put it into 4K, okay? So yeah, we've got our start here. I will definitely play with occlusion and try to find what's work better. Maybe something like this, I don't know. Yeah, not too much. So it's screens. Obviously, I think this is screen space occlusion. So it's not really a very accurate method, but I guess for what we are doing, which is exploration of major ID, finding composition, it doesn't need to be too much precise. It will be good enough. I've got my sun. Maybe I can tint a little bit my sun, like yellowish, not too much, really something subtle. Yeah, very subtle. Okay, I will then add material, I guess. Let's go. So for material, I will just play with Quixel, as Florent Lebrun showed me. Oh, what is that? Come on. Okay, let me save and restart. Maybe it will work. Who knows? 3D, right? Always a pleasure. Yeah, I mean, of course, no, it works. Lol. Okay. So yeah, was saying. Let's go. Yeah. Also, one thing in occlusion, you can have. I think you can increase the depth trace precision, maybe by getting a thinner value. I don't know. I didn't play with that much. Maybe bounce approximation change also many things, so I don't know. Hey, actually, looks maybe a bit better. I don't know. No, I understand. Bounce approximation is probably something meant to... Because the same way there is a screen space ambient occlusion, there is also screen space bounce light, you know. And I suppose that bounce approximation is to mimic some sort of bounce lighting, okay? So that way it doesn't become too dark. Yeah, okay, that's very probably that, okay? So it's up to you to see if you want to activate it or not. It doesn't change anything to me. I mean, it doesn't change that much. Okay, so I was saying, I've choose like 2 shader, okay, from Quixel that I used for that project and that I kind of like. So let's go with Cave Rock, I guess. Okay. Yeah, something important. I will delete material from 3D codes. I can see that. It can be useful when you want to separate your mesh based on how you separate them in 3D codes. But material right now, it will be good enough. Let's try to keep this as clear as possible. Okay, there we go. So set up everything. You see the flat texture, it should be box, since my assets is mostly close to box, to a box shape. I activate something called the Wrangler node plugin. I guess it's in preference. Is it in preference add-on? Wrangler, not Wrangler, you see, it's activated. So that way when I press Ctrl T, I've got these things appearing, and that's quite nice. It's a huge save of time. Okay, so there we go. And I will decrease the strength of the tangent space here, of the normal map, sorry. And yeah, quite nice, quite good for me. So I will select all my assets, then select this one, and here I put copy material to selected. That way it will instance the material to every mesh I've selected. Let's go. Okay. And to be fun, we can you see I've imported another material, so we can play with it also. And same, we have to do box, box, box. Yeah, because very fun to create some sort of, I don't know, different color variation, you know, to create variation and yeah, less 3D maybe. What? Oh no. Yeah, wait, 1 second. Control T, generated UV, important. Let's go. I mean, important. Hey, no, if you don't have UV, which is my case. For this kind of project, I really don't care. Okay, Control C. Does it work? Is my Control C working? Yep, it is. Okay. And then I will mix them like mix shader. Let's go. And I will mix them with a noise texture. So that way I can create some sort of variation that could be nice. Textures, noise textures, same, Control T. Come on. And in fact, I will check it into surface. We'll add a color ramp, converter color ramp. Classic. You already probably know this, but since I decided to show you how I've created my 3D scenes, well, this is part of the thing. So sorry guys if you already saw this kind of stuff. Not really original, but okay, should be quite good. I can delete my cube here. Okay, and that way you see I will then play with those parameters. Okay, to adjust, to find some sort of stuff. See, it can create some nice. Wait a second. Is my normal map? Yeah, strength is too much. 0.1. doesn't need to be that much to me. Okay, and you see it can create some nice variation. I don't know, maybe break a little bit the 3D aspect. Then you can grade all the texture to help them marry better together, I guess. Can play with the scale here. Depends on what you want. But yeah, can play with the location. There's many options, okay? I let you play with that. Choose what's better for you, and yeah. Okay, let's go with that for me. I like it. Kind of old. Looks kind of old. I like that. For the ground, I should probably like change the scale. Sorry, copy paste the material, that way it's not instanced anymore. And I will play with that, probably like 25, scale the texture, I mean, same here. Okay, so it can create some sort of variation. Maybe, wait, B11, maybe 15, yeah, something like this. Okay, not so bad, not so bad. Could increase a little bit the world lighting value maybe, but not too much. No. Okay, so you see I've got that warmth, nice color due to the textures, and now what I want is to get the blue sky hitting the face that look directly to it. So that's where I will just create an area light, because I want some sort of temperature shift. Okay, the face that look to the horizon took less sky color, and since I want some sort of my chair is very old, sorry for that. Since I've got some I wanted some blue sky mood, okay. Obviously I will look for that. I will be looking for that temperature shift. Okay, so create an area light, like enhance the size a lot. Whoa, wait, okay, maybe this is a bit too much. Come on. Yeah, something like this. Let's go. Let's embrace all my scene. Okay, so sky color, sort of bluish, intense blue, and we can increase. Okay, and you can see, yeah, there we go. Okay, I don't know, it looks a bit glitchy when I scroll, but you can see, I hope, like how it makes the face, the top face cooler. See? So you could increase it, but I don't know, I don't want to be too much. Like a subtle thing should be enough for me. Okay, your call, guys. You will you can play with this, I mean. Okay, well, I guess that's quite a start. I think we will go fully with Ivy first. See how we can explore ID with Ivy. What's the pros and cons between Ivy and Cycle, and then we will switch to Cycle. And yeah, okay. So I think I can save my scene. And yeah, next will be the water shader actually. Okay, so in order to create my water shader, I will just create another box, okay? I will simply, simply stretch it, scale it to include my scene. Well, I mean, it doesn't need to be that much because I think I will look quite close to the camera actually, to the focus point, to the architecture. So it doesn't need to be too big, but I don't know, maybe a bit much, a bit more. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Okay. I could maybe reset the transform, I don't know. So for the water shader, so let's go here, create a new shader. We'll start with the surface work, and for the surface I want all the reflection parts, so I will put metallic to 1 and roughness to 0 to get sharp reflection. But you can see it doesn't work. So it simply doesn't work because it will actually need to be, okay, here you see you need to activate screen space reflection, and there we go, you have your reflection. But the problem is, to me, it's kind of a poor reflection, like it's not accurate at all. It seems very glitchy, like, yeah, every time you move your camera it's changing so much, I don't know, disappearing. So there is some stuff you can play with, trace precision and stuff like this, but I don't know, I never find a way to be convinced by this reflection. So instead of this, we'll turn it off, okay, and we will use a reflection plane, I guess, from the light probe, okay. So I will scale it. Then we can increase the distance. In viewport display, so the distance needs to be, like, to me, it just need to include all your scene, okay, doesn't need to be too much. You need to be careful with the arrow size here, that it's pointing up to the sky, okay? So that's because sometimes, I don't know why, when I create it, the arrow is looking down, so you have to then, okay, rotate it. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to be careful of. The second is you need to be sure that this, which I mean is the center of your reflection cube, okay, this center needs to be at your water level actually, okay, so not under, just a little bit over it, but not, I mean, certainly not in it, and not too much over it because it will fake the, I mean, I can show you, like, you see, if you put it too much over the water, it doesn't make sense anymore. So it's really need to be at the same level as your water. So in order to, oh yeah, Control Z, yeah, Control Z in Blender, yeah, I mean, I don't know why Control Z in Blender is so bad, but yeah, anyway. So in order to keep that, I will parenting the two objects, okay? So my cube is water, okay, and reflection plane, drop it. So you drag and drop it while pressing shift, okay, on water, and it will parent them. So that way, when you move the water, you keep your reflection, okay? So that's quite important. So you can see, because of my area light is just a square over my scene, if I look like this, I doesn't see it anymore. So if I was really choosing this kind of angle, I will have to play with the area position and even sometimes rotate it to make it match. You see, whoa, doesn't work anymore. Yeah, well, that's a problem that will disappear also, I guess, in cycle that way, because since I'm faking the reflection with this cube thing, I guess at some point it should be huge to embrace also the area light. But you know, I think this asset will be, I will choose to show more water because this is the point of the tutorial, so anyway it should be enough like this. So you can see when I move my camera, it's quite glitchy also. So yeah, it's never perfect to me in Ivy. That's why at the end I've choose cycle for other reason also, but there is also big advantage in Ivy, so I will let you decide what you choose, what you prefer. But yeah, for the water shaders, that's the start, okay? To set up the reflection, metallic, okay. We can add a little wave effect, once again, our magical noise texture. Oops, vector, bump, put factor into 8, and put normal into normal, and Control T once again. Important. So I need to increase the scale, obviously. Yeah, doesn't need to be too much. So also one thing is, you see that I find an artifact that it seems to be a common issue with Ivy, but some white dots appearing, okay? So that's kind of stupid, but thanks God it's kind of disappearing when you decrease the strength of the bump. So at the end, since I wanted to decrease it anyway, I'm not really not really bothered by this. Okay, so that's for the reflection part. You can tint the reflection a little bit, I mean a lot, I don't know, but I will adjust that when we will have what's under this, because this is really important. Okay, so unplug surface, and now we go for the second part, and the second part is volume shader. So to be clear, guys, I'm not claiming this is an accurate water shader. It's just the way I did it for that project, and I know it's not physically accurate, and it will require a lot of tweaking depending on your assets, camera angle and stuff like this. But yeah, I mean, no, not this one. Shader, principal volume. Okay, and then we add a mix shader. Okay, there we go. So let's start with the volume absorption. So to me, the volume absorption is just about colorizing the water, and it needs to work depending on the depth. What I really wanted is that gradient. You see, the more we goes into water, the more it took the color of the water. And the best way I find to play with this was to get this effect. I mean, was to play with the volume absorption things. I feel like it was the one working the best for me. So you can play with both color and density to find the good effect you want, the perfect effect you want. But yeah, 0.4 maybe. That's the first part. The second is the principal volume. So same, I will choose maybe a more cyan color. Okay. So this one is more complex. You got also emission strength if you want to play with some sort of magical effect. You see, like that. In order to I don't know, I will keep a little bit of that, I think, actually. Just a little bit. Not 0, you see, just maybe 1.01, yeah, just to have a little bit. I don't know, I will maybe remove it later, I don't know. It's a lot of tweaking and playing. So one thing I will also do is to, at the moment you see the basic settings, they aren't like pushed too much, but you have to activate volume shadow. Okay, and I will decrease the density to, don't know, 0.2, yeah, 0.2, something like this. So the way I see it, it's a bit too much, maybe not. The way I see it is, this is the color, and this is the density of dust in the water, okay? That's how I see it. And that way you can play between perfectly clean water and a very, you know, heavy, dense dust. How do I say that in English? Like, yes, there is a lot of dust in the water, okay? There's a lot of particles, so it creates this kind of effect. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's a bit too much light. Yeah, we have to play with all of this, and you see, then you can mix them together. You can change the density, depends. Change the color a bit, depends also of what you want. But I won't do this too much until I know what it's looking, how it's looking with the surface shader. So we have to actually take a look at the result, final result, to do the good, to choose our preset. Okay, so you see you've got something called alpha here, and if I decrease it, woohoo, nothing happened. And that's because you need to go in your material, and the blend mode needs to be put in alpha H, and that way you will start to see what's under your water, okay? And that then we will try to find the correct setup. Very depends on your camera angle, as I said. If I was, also one thing important, if I was looking right like this, so you can see because of the bump, the fact that the area light isn't reflecting anymore after maybe around here doesn't bother me that much. But if really I was doing this kind of shot, I think I will put my area, be sure that my area is correctly reflected, so I will rotate it, okay, the skylight area. But at the moment, I feel that's quite nice. So you can see once you are here, as I said, you can play with the density of particle if you want a more clear water, if you want a more, yeah, a less dirty water, you can decrease the color. Depends on what you want. Personally, I feel like, I don't know, personally I'm more looking for actually a color effect, like, okay, feel like this is fading nicely to the water. Yeah, feel like this is cool. Don't know about you. Maybe it's a bit too bluish. Can we go more green maybe? Yeah. Okay. I love those kind of cyan water. You can increase, you see, the light of your material also if you want more. It really depends on what you want. There's so many options actually, so many options. Yes, maybe it's better like this, I don't know. Okay, so that's a big problem, is it tends to disappear when you... I mean, it's not a problem if you are looking like this, but if you wanted a shot like this, I guess you will have to go there and increase the size here, but it will make the sampling very bad, so you would have to increase the sample a lot. So I won't do that right now. I feel like, okay, maybe I will double it, but yeah, and at the end we will increase the sample to make it perfect. But yeah, basically that's how I did my water shader. I hope you enjoyed it. Find it quite cool. I like it. I like this kind of color, so yeah, I'm happy. Could play a bit more with the reflection maybe. Yeah. Anyway, you know what? Perfect 0.5 or 0.6. Yeah, 0.6. Okay, there we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and we will go further in Ivy with setuping the fog and the cloud. And then I think we will be good for Cycle. And I'm curious to see how it will look in Cycle. Okay, see you.